Yo, what's good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned with yet another JJK Phantom Parade video, and today I'm going to be talking about just something very interesting that I thought I should bring people's attention, because certainly something like this is going to be coming to the game at some point in time in the future, and I feel like I just finally figured it out. I literally, not even 10 minutes ago did I have this realization. Like, it just all connected and pieced in for me right now. But if you guys like these videos where the dead man brings his crazy bombastic theories to you so you can sit and really just meditate on that, like, that could actually happen, then go down below, leave a like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can also comment down below and let me know what you want to know. But we're going to go ahead and just get right into the point of this video. Y'all already saw the title. So guys, I have always been a proponent of the mindset that, okay, even though they have added the hidden potential system into the game, this is not actually anything like the this is the hidden potential system from Dokkan, essentially. Basically, whenever I'm looking at different games and comparisons of how this game works, Dokkan is typically the go-to game that I'm thinking of, just because it is a 2D game, 2 turn-based game, 3, JJK is a little bit more interesting in the fact that you can actually choose in between different skills on your turns, which you can kind of do that on Dokkan, but only if you have specific characters. Whereas in JJK, every single character has an opportunity for that. But 4, this system right here also does not only give characters extra stats, but also gives characters extra passives and even changes some of their skills and everything. And even though we have the SP buff system, which introduces new literally introduces the skill buffs and everything like that, I still say that that is not a form that is like that is not like Easy A. Because if you look at an Extreme Z Awakening, and I always talk about Extreme Z Awakening, but let me actually pull up the Google page for it. So I actually went to the Dokkan wiki to try to find an actual, just like stock standard definition of Extreme Z Awakening, just to give a more clear idea in case anybody in this watching this video right now has not seen anything like Dokkan, which most people usually have. But essentially what an Extreme Z Awakening is a standardized way of making characters evolve even further than the point that they were initially meant to evolve, in an attempt to completely 100% overhaul the character's entire kit, or whatever is the most crucial, most essential part of the kit for a character. So the way that the SP buff system works is, I can't say that it's really pushing us to a limit beyond. If you look at seven Deadly Sins, goodness, if you look at JJK Phantom Parade, our growth system is actually very, very basic. All you have to do is get grade materials, which you just farm from not one stage, but one area of stages. You just got to find a specific stage and you farm that event up, or farm that material up. After you farm that material up, you literally level up the character. So I'll be honest, Awakening, I will count as its own form of intricate level up system, because every game does have an Awakening system, yes, but it works differently and you benefit differently from it sometimes, if that makes sense. Leveling up, though, I will not count as an intricate system, because every single game that you play, you have to level up the characters, whether that be like, you know, and honestly, the level up in this is very similar to Grand Cross, where you can take a unit into a mission, and this game is really a very solid hybrid of Grand Cross and Dragon Ball Dokkan, now that I'm thinking about it. But literally, you can take a unit into a mission in Grand Cross and in this game, and they can get experience from the runs that you're doing. And then literally your account experience is based off of how much actual stamina you're spending directly. So it's got very similar systems to other games, but one system that is still kind of like in the air is the Holy Relic, or the Extreme Z Awakening system. After all, the SP buff system does buff characters, but the reason why I say it doesn't buff characters in the sense of Extreme Z Awakening is because this buffs characters in a way where it's like, okay, some characters right here on the full SP potential unlock, like for some characters, both of these right here are 2 different skills that you would actually use in battle, right? But then, you know, some other characters, this is just a new passive getting added on entirely, or a new passive being updated or something like that. And then this one is like a skill being updated. Like it can differ from character to character what these SP potential unlocks are. So if I look at Red Panda, I know that one of Red Panda's is actually a skill directly. It's a stance skill, or his taunt skill. Then you can see right here, this one is just like an extra new passive instead, or it's upgrading a passive. Whereas if I go and look at Red Maki instead, you can see here that she has 2 different skills being changed instead of getting a new passive or getting a change to a passive skill. So you can see that this system does vary character to character, and it even varies in the actual skill tree itself, because obviously Maki and Yuji's and Toji's do not have cursed energy at all. But this makes this more like a hidden potential system, because it literally just, like, if you look at the hidden potential system in Dokkan, right? The way that it works is characters have different hidden potential systems, because this hidden potential system is standardized, which this is standardized, but it's still different in the sense that different characters have different hidden potential systems, like in their colors, right? Intelligence types, you know, get this stat spread. STR types get this stat spread. Physical types, blah, 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 etc., etc. So what does it look like in this game? Okay, just taijutsu types get this stat spread. Gojos get this kind of stat spread. You know, cursed spirits get this kind of stat spread. And there is a lot more nuanced in this game as to why some of the skill trees look different. Like, obviously, this one's gonna look different from Gojo's because she has no cursed energy. But then when you look at like somebody like Gojo's, and then look at like Yuta's, and then look at like Hanami's, right? It looks a little bit different, and I can't 100% determine the reason why that is, but nonetheless, this is still just a system that is filling out the rest of what the characters needed, because characters felt very stock, dry, standard in Dokkan. In the very first like beginning of Dokkan, oh my god, bro, there was no hidden potential system. It was just super attacks and the characters. No duplicates, no anything like that, no criticals, no additionals, nothing. That sounds crazy to a new Dokkan player. That sounds crazy to a new Dokkan player, but that was real. That was real. And honestly, that's kind of like the state that JJK was in, where characters kind of work together in a weird way. And now, like, all these characters are getting these SP buffs and, you know, getting stuff that fills out their kit. It just makes them feel finished. And you can even see that they're not, if it was like a big game mode where it gave you some new upgrade or something like that, I feel like it would be kind of like, in Dokkan, when you do an EZA for a character, you get a bunch of cubes, you get a bunch of Dragon Stones for doing the EZA itself. In Grand Cross, you have to farm Demonic Beast Battle for Holy Relics, which would be one kind of system like this, and then LRs would be another system like this. You have to do a lot of farming to get those things, and even when you're farming LR coins, typically the things you're farming the LR coins from have a bunch of diamonds wrapped up in them, right? So we don't get we get directly rewards for boosting our hidden potential in this game for the game mode that we play for getting it. But it is difficult, yes, but it is a regular, normal form of content. You know what's not a normal form of content? Or technically it is, right? Heroes Arena is a normal form of content in Grand Cross, but even still, it only comes like once a month or something like that. And when it comes out for the month, it stays for a very long time. Like, it's a very massive event, right? So it's not like it is held on the same level as like an anniversary campaign or something like that, because the anniversary campaign will be going on for, you know, honestly, not even as much time as Heroes Arena. So Heroes Arena's got its own little campaign. All the characters that drop during Heroes Arena all get boosted during Heroes Arena and everything, right? So it's just like, we don't have a game mode like that in this game, where we work on getting something to push our characters to that next level, and we get rewarded for it at the same time directly as well. Like, we don't have anything where, like, okay, whenever I do this battle, I'm getting cubes for it, and I just got this new special material that's allowing me to boost my character in this way, shape, form, or capacity. Now, the reason why I said everything was clicking in my mind, everything just kind of dropped full circle for me, is because what is something that I keep talking about that we could see in the first anniversary, yeah, but just in general in this game, that just makes so much sense, that just seems like a very good idea. Domain battles. So, the reason why domain battles comes into play is because with every new form of growth that they add into the game, there must be a new game mode that you have to beat to acquire that form of growth. Okay, cool. If they add in domain battles, and I think we can see this probably not during the first anniversary, this would be really, really early, what I'm pulling together for you guys, but I think maybe for the second anniversary, it would be like on the table at that point. But you need some form of really hard, difficult battle to give us some new form of character growth. And it can be in a way where you don't release like 3 characters at a time with it, because that's the SP buff system. Like Dokkan, when they started releasing Extreme Z Awakenings, it was like 1 Extreme Z Awakening at a time, was it not? And now it's like you get a celebration that has like 10 to like 15 Extreme Z Awakenings like just riddled upon it. It does not matter, right? But We're not at that point yet because we don't have any system like that just yet. And SP buffs started out not even like that because, one, the first batch of SP buff characters was 6 characters altogether. Or was it 8 characters? I think it was 8 characters. 2, the next batch of SP buff characters was 3 characters. 3, the next batch after that was 3 characters. 4, when they dropped all the SP batch characters on the global version, they literally dropped all of the current ones that were out at the moment. So this is just something that they are doing to standardize their units, to regularize their units, and get their units fully how they're supposed to be, right? So what do I propose that we see? And honestly, all of these things are things that I've talked about before, but I propose that we could not only see domain battles, but with domain battles, we also see something that finally allows us to turn our characters from SSR to UR rarity, because it just feels so weird to me that this right here still says SSR, even though this is the highest grade of character in the game, right? You know that gacha games all feed off of each other like a bunch of scavengers, so you know that this game looks at other gacha games. Billy and Soomzap look at other gacha games, and you know that UR is the final evolution step. You know that makes the most sense. So the fact that we're still sitting at SSR right now, I think that we are going to, I'm going to throw a third game into the mix here now to give you an idea of exactly what we're going to be looking at. I think our new form of EZA or character limit expansion, whatever, is going to be UR in characters. And that process is probably going to look like Super Evolution from One Piece Treasure Cruise, where you have a character who is 6-star and then you can get them to 6-star plus, right? Because I think One Piece Treasure Cruise started out with 5 stars and then they went to 6 stars, and then afterwards they introduced a new system where 6 stars can get turned into a 6-star plus variant instead, who has extra abilities and everything like that. And the reason why the 6-star plus thing works is because they could just release one 6-star plus at a time and nobody would be mad about it. Nobody's thinking about URs right now in this game except for me, apparently. But at the same time, if you introduce a system that's like Super Evolution, then all of a sudden, you know, you can drop one character a month that's just like a really old character. This is the way that you help the free-to-plays out, because free-to-play people will praise and worship you for this, Billy Soomzap. What you do is you start making systems now that make old characters useful again. And I don't mean like how SP buff, because everybody's gonna get an SP buff eventually, and then there's just gonna be a regular standard growth thing. It doesn't feel like a regular standard growth thing because we're not at the point where everybody has their SP buffs yet. But once everybody has their SP buffs, it's gonna feel like not a special thing. And honestly, even though the first round of SP buffs were bad, and then like all the ones afterwards have been good so far, there are definitely still going to be some throwaways in there. You best believe there's going to be throwaways. They can't make every single character God in this game. Then there would be no point. There would be no tier list. There would be no tier system. Everybody would just be the toppest tier. You know what I'm saying? There would be no differentiations of power. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see UR in the game. I'm pretty sure that's why we're left at SSR right now. I'm pretty sure that these borders are just going to turn like fully like pearlescent purple, you know, all the way around the border. But it's just like, even though y'all might think that some of these moments are just like moments that are already like the craziest part of the moment and like they can't do anything else with it, like they can always definitely do some different form of art if they have to do their own little in-game original art. Then I mean they can definitely do that, bro. Like it does not matter. Literally, let's see, I'm just trying to give an example real quick. So for instance, for Haijo right here, right? And I'm saying even the brand newest of characters can utilize this. For Haijo, instead of his animation, or instead of his art being this, instead he gets put to UR instead. And when he gets put to UR, his visual right here would actually just be him shooting off the hollow purple, and then obviously his entire kit would evolve and transform how it works, and you would still have to load up on the awakening to maybe go into his hollow purple ultimate. But it's like obviously the whole kit's got to be reworked at that point. But I mean, at that point you can take the liberty and change the skills too. But honestly, I think that's a really excellent idea. Domain battles, they come around once a month. They're kind of like final boss from Grand Cross, right? They give you free cosmetics for the new character, whoever the domain battle is involved around. Goodness, stuttering hard right there, right? Then after the month is done, you get all of your rewards, you get all your materials, you go to what the new character that just got a UR for the month. And then, so for instance, since Yuji has to fight Mahito so much, let's say the first The first domain battle is against Mahito, and for the entire month you're just bagging and bodying off Mahito, right? After you body Mahito, you get a free Mahito cosmetic. Not only do you get your free Mahito cosmetic, you also get some materials to get your green Yuji to UR, and all of a sudden green Yuji's even more cracked and even more relevant than he is now because of his SP buff already. But it's just like, it's a very intuitive just thought process, right? Domain battle to UR, extra free rewards, extra free stuff, just a new game mode that cycles out monthly, blah 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 blah. It all makes too much sense. I think that I might have just cracked the case on what how UR is going to affect characters. And also, I'm sorry, just wanted to say, with UR fully evolving the character, that would give more reason, because evolution is not a thing in this game. So character skills do not change once they are released, right? Unless they get an SP buff. The SP buff is a very small scale version of them changing characters' kits to make them better. But the ultimate version of that would be evolving a character, because we've never had anything like that in this game. And honestly, since there's no form of evolution in this game, I could honestly see them going to like year 3 or something like that with this. But even still, an incredible idea nonetheless. And they're even adding more hidden potential layers and everything. Like, bro, they got some big stuff cooked up for us. They got some big stuff planned. Like, the fact that they're already expanding the hidden potential into the second layer is crazy to me. The fact that they're probably going to expand it again for the first sync celebration. Said it right this time. The fact that we only have SR as a max rarity and not UR at all strikes me as odd. But that is going to be it for the Deadman's Deadhead ramblings today. If you guys did enjoy the videos and thought what I was saying made sense or understood what I was saying, please do go down below and show your appreciation. And also, you can comment and leave a notification, or hit the notification. Wait, what? Leave a like, go down below, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment down below and let me know what you want to know, because the Deadman is here pumping out videos for you, Magic Knights. But hopefully you guys understood my points, and even if you didn't, hopefully you guys just enjoyed the video. And even if you didn't, hopefully you guys are just having an excellent day. And if you can't do that, man, I can't help you. But that's going to be it for your boy, DEADMANVINCE. Love you guys. Peace out.